during the Northern Song dynasty at 960 to 1279. During the reign of Emperor Renzong of the Song dynasty, a serious plague broke out in a certain year. The people suffered greatly, and the society fell into a great panic. After Emperor Renzong learned of the incident, he immediately ordered the preparation of an edict, announcing pardons for criminals and tax exemptions, and instructed officials to go to major temples to hold rituals, hoping to eliminate the plague through religious ceremonies. However, instead of abating, the plague intensified. The anxious Emperor Renzong summoned his ministers to discuss countermeasures. Deputy Prime Minister Fan Zhongyan suggested that a Taoist priest named Zhang Taoist Master could be invited to the capital to practice magic. He was known for his powerful magic power and might be able to drive away the plague. Therefore, Renzong sent Hong Xin, the bodyguard manager or official title, first lieutenant to Longhu Mountain in Xinzhou, Jiangxi Province, now Yintan City, Jiangxi Province, to invite Zhang Taoist Master to come to the court to perform magic. After receiving the imperial edict, Hong Xin and his entourage rushed to Xinzhou day and night. Local officials came to greet him and notified the Taoist priests on Longhu Mountain to prepare. The next day, Hong Xin and the officials climbed Mount Longhu and arrived at the Shengqing Palace. This is a palace dedicated to Taoist gods with a solemn atmosphere. Hong Xin asked the presiding Taoist priest, "Where is the Taoist master now?" The Taoist replied, "The Zhang Taoist master practices in the mountains and sees no outsiders." Hong Xin said anxiously, "The plague in the capital is getting worse and worse. The emperor sent me to invite the Zhang Taoist master to go to resolve the disaster. I didn't see the Zhang Taoist master. How do I go back?" The Taoist priest replied, "If the Hong first lieutenant is sincere, he may go up the mountain alone tomorrow morning and see the Taoist master." Early the next morning, Hong Xin went up the mountain alone. He climbed all the way. Although the scenery was beautiful, the mountain road was rugged and difficult to walk. Just when Hong Xin was exhausted, a sudden gust of wind blew up, and a tiger with an eye-catching white forehead jumped out of the woods. Hong Xin was so frightened that he fell to the ground. The tiger just circled around him and then disappeared into the forest. After a slight adjustment, Hong Xin continued to move forward. Soon he encountered a huge snake. The snake opened its mouth and spit out a cloud of poisonous gas at him. Hong Xin was frightened again, but the snake did not attack him and quickly disappeared. Hong Xin was still in shock when he suddenly heard the melodious sound of a flute coming from behind the pine trees. He saw a Taoist boy riding an ox and playing a flute coming towards him. Hong Xin hurried forward to ask for directions, but the Taoist boy did not answer. He just smiled and told him that the Taoist master had already taken a crane to the capital, so that he did not have to go further up the mountain. Hong Xin couldn't believe it and complained to the Taoist priest after returning to the mountain. But the Taoist priest told him that the Taoist boy was the Taoist himself. Although the Taoist master seems young, his magic power is unpredictable, and he has already gone to the capital in advance to eliminate the plague. After hearing this, Hong Xin felt regretful and surprised, and finally understood the mystery and power of the Taoist master. The next day, the Taoist priests took Hong Xin and others to visit the scenic spots and palaces in Longhu Mountain. Hong Xin felt relaxed and had a good time. When the group came to a temple behind the right corridor, Hong Xin found that the atmosphere here was different from other places. The temple is surrounded by a big red wall, and the main entrance is also heavily painted with red paint. There is a big lock on it and multiple seals. The plaque on the lintel of the temple reads 4 characters, "The Palace of Demon Subjugation." Hong Xin was very curious and asked the Taoist priest in charge, "Where is this place? Why should it be sealed with a seal?" The Taoist priest explained, "There is a demon king sealed in this temple and cannot be opened." Hong Xin did not believe in evil. He insisted on opening the door to find out what happened, and threatened the Taoist priests to return to capital city and report to the court if they did not comply, saying that they had deceived the officials. The Taoist priests had no choice but to open the seal and unlock the temple door. After entering the temple, Hong Xin found that there was nothing inside except for a stone tablet standing in the center, which was engraved with mysterious runes. He went around to the back of the stone tablet and saw the 4 characters "It'll be opened when I see Hong" written on it. He mistakenly thought that this was an instruction for him to unblock the stone. Although the Taoist priests tried to dissuade him, he still ordered his men to dig up the stone tablet. As the stone tablet was removed, a blue stone slab was exposed, and beneath it was a bottomless cave. Suddenly, there was a loud noise from the cave, and a black smoke billowed out, straight into the sky, and instantly scattered into countless rays of golden light, flying in all directions. Panicked Hong Xin and his followers fled in all directions, and a corner of the temple was also overturned in the explosion. Hong Xin was still in shock, and hurriedly asked the priest, "What's that thing that just got away?" The Taoist priest explained helplessly, "The runes on the stone tablet were carved by the founder of the mountain, Dongshuan Taoist master, and underneath were sealed the 36 Tiangong stars and the 79 stars, the 2 evil stars. These stars were originally gods in the sky. They were demoted to the mortal world because of their crimes. Now that you release them, they may cause harm to the world in the future." After hearing this, Hong Xin broke into a cold sweat and realized that he had made a big mistake, but it was irreversible at this time. He hurriedly packed his luggage and returned to the capital with his entourage. On the way back to capital city, Hong Xin ordered all his followers not to mention the release of the demon. After returning to the capital, Hong Xin learned that Zhang Taoist master had successfully eliminated the plague and returned to Longhu Mountain on a crane. In the morning of the next day, Hong Xin reported to the emperor that the Taoist master had arrived in the capital in advance. The emperor was unaware of Hong Xin's release of the demons. He believed that Hong Xin had made outstanding contributions and rewarded him heavily. With the death of Song Renzong, although the successive generations of emperors reigned in peace, hidden dangers gradually accumulated, which eventually led to the rise of the heroes in the subsequent stories of Water Margin in turbulent times. This incident paved the way for future stories and foreshadowed the upcoming magnificent historical event.